Hello and welcome to another edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2021 in Live for Speed. Today it's round 10 in the Formula V8 Aston Grand Touring Reversed. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching Sim Broadcasts, and tonight I'm joined in the commentary box by Eoin Harmon. Hi Eoin.
Good evening Pete, and welcome along everybody. Open wheels and V8s can't get much better. Bring it on.
You're absolutely right, Eoin. You cannot get better than the Formula V8 around Aston Grand Touring. It's an absolute classic in Live for Speed, and we have a packed qualifying session. We've got 37 times on the board, plenty of drivers looking to get stuck in. And Eoin, for the first time in quite a while, we have a packed top of the grid full of Sidus drivers, 4 of them inside the top 5 at the moment. We'll bring you to qualifying in just a couple of moments' time, but let's see where we're at in the 2021 calendar of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Today, round 10 at AS6R, the 254th edition of the championship. Round 11, 255th edition, will be the XRG at South City Long on May 25th in a couple of weeks' time. So 10 rounds in and quite a lot to go. Obviously, we only get confirmation of the next month's schedule a couple of weeks in advance, but there you are. The next combo should be a good one. It's been a bit of a drought at South City, Eoin. We've not been there for a while, but we're heading back to the tight and twisty confines of the London-based South City layout, which should be awesome in the rear-wheel drive XRG. But today we have another rear-wheel drive car, an extremely powerful rear-wheel drive car, the Formula V8, which is based on a Formula 3000 car, actually, with a 3-litre V8 rear-engined car, 450 brake horsepower. An enormous amount in such a light car, only 600 kilograms. And yeah, let's have a look at the track that we've got today. AS6R. It's seldom used. We normally use it in the forward direction, but here we are. Lots and lots of tricky corners. 60 minutes of qualifying is underway. Started at 5 o'clock UTC, and we have around about 7 minutes left in that session, and we'll bring you up to speed with where everyone is in just a few moments' time. 14 laps around this track. Should be tasty, Eoin, down into turn 1 through that tricky chicane. What do you reckon?
Yeah, there'll be very little room for error for our drivers heading into the first chicane, looking down on our map. And if they can get through that, then the big long straight will greet them, heading down to the sweepers, turns 8 and 9. And then I'm looking forward to seeing the turns 12 to 14. That should be a treat to watch with these high speeds. And then the hairpins to conclude the lap based around turns 16, 17 and 21. That should be a heck of a challenge for our drivers.
Yeah, the whole event should be a challenge for our drivers. And look at the top of the timesheets. We've got 2 Sidus cars. We've got Gabor, who has finally found some pace in RTFR and is currently on pole position, 0.4 of a second ahead of his teammate Rick Cardle. Good to see those guys at the top again. Then it's Fatas for FM in P3, and then another 2 of the Sidus cars, Unite and Fast, and then Number there. We know Number loves his Formula cars. Eoin, he's currently in P6. But yes, we have another packed grid, as I said, 37 cars currently on the timing screen, and yeah, those guys all trying to hunt for the top spot.
And then another team that's pretty pleased with themselves should be the Father and Sons Racing, 10th, 12th. And 30th, that's pretty good, particularly for 7-9 and Jocks. That's brilliant stuff.
Yeah, together on track there as they head into the first corner. It's not the first actual corner, obviously, that's the first chicane, but the first real left-hander, 180-degree left-hander at the top of the hill. Jocks heading down the back straight for an outlap, probably, as Gabor comes across the line to finish a lap, I believe, or to start one. That is to start a lap. In fact, here he goes through the first chicane, flat out over the curbs. Beautiful. Wow, that was committed, wasn't it? They've got a car spinning in the middle of the road. He had to take avoiding action. There's a couple of cars involved there, Eoin.
Yeah, that could be a heavy threat for the drivers, putting wheels on the grass, similar to the Fox. If you have trouble, you're going to be forced into a spin. And with the aerodynamics so sensitive, your race could be basically ruined in a single moment of distrust with your car. So you have to be very careful.
You do indeed, and as we go on board with Gabor through these twisty corners up the hill now towards the second sector time, you can see the level of commitment that the drivers have to to use in this car. It has a lot of downforce, a lot of power, but yeah, you can take most of this section flat out. There is a lift here. You have to lift for that one because there's just not enough camber and not enough runoff to take it flat. And then a bit of a break down into this nice, slightly less than 180-degree corner, and then out onto the back straight. Just one little flick left and then right before you can power it up the hill. A little bit of over revving there as he got one of the tyres a little bit unloaded over the curb. Up the hill we go, and then into the final sector of the lap in just a couple of corners time. There's a tricky chicane here, especially in the FO8. There's lots of chicanes on this layout actually, Owen. Down a little bit of opposite lock needed to catch the car there, and then off we go down on the power again. No traction control in the Formula V8, so you have to do all of the work on the throttle for yourself. That's the slowest corner of the track navigated, and then we head into another chicane, surprise surprise, before the final corner of the lap. You can throw everything away here. It is a tricky little corner this, and we don't normally take it this way around, so it is a little bit unfamiliar to some drivers. Nice late apex there for Gabor, heavy on the power, and then easy peasy straight down towards start finish. Let's see if it's an improvement. He's currently done a 2:19.56, which is absolutely rapid. He takes the shortest line possible to start finish. No improvement, so...
Oh, so close though.
Very close. His teammate Rick Cardle is, well, nearly 0.4 of a second behind, so that's quite a margin actually for Gabor just now.
Yeah, just the 3 times within 2 minutes and 19 seconds. But definitely the drivers in the 220s shouldn't be deterred. Plenty of time to make up in the race. But for qualifying itself, if the drivers aren't on track now, their time will be up and they'll have to settle for their grid positions, or even just get a time on the board for the top 40 cut-off point. So we'll see how the Teemu Soini gets on here. He's 15th on the grid. Slap bang above average, just about.
Yeah, now the reason I'm focusing on on Soini is because Soini is currently the highest placed world-class Lions car, which, no disrespect to Soini, is unusual because we don't have a Joni Katila here, and Jari has yet to set what I would call a representative time for him. He's currently in P22. He's not even on the timing tower at the moment. So let's see what he can manage. Soini currently setting the pace for the sponsors of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, €400 towards the Teams and Drivers Championship in RTFR, sponsored by World Class Lines. And Teemu Soini currently holding team honours for that team as he heads into this penultimate chicane. I almost called it the final chicane because we're not used to cutting through the top of the track here, especially in this direction. It's been a long time since I've watched or even driven in a race at AS6 reversed, but here he goes. 2:22.85 currently for Teemu, the Finnish driver who, widely regarded as one of the most respectful and clean racers out there. And here he comes into the final corner. Let's see if he can improve. He's currently P17. He keeps being dropped down the order. That was Ayub, I think, who just pipped him. Ayub for Born to Race. As I've made an error here actually, because I didn't notice that the True Alpha, World Class Lines True Alpha in P4, that is Joni Katila. So there we are. Soini across the line, no improvement. And Joni is in fact on the server and he's in P4. He confused us with his different name that he used last time out.
Yeah, it definitely went under the radar. Don't blame you for that mistake.
Alrighty, Brando across the line, P10. Another driver who's extremely good in the FO8. First chicane is super tricky in this car. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead, which never helps because you don't want to be underneath the rear wing of another car going through there. Definitely unsettle you and chuck you out into the grass. It's one of the most spiteful complex of corners in Live for Speed, it has to be said, as one of those cars there spinning in the background. I think that was the Muli, was it? Or one of the ZFRL cars anyway. Yeah, a number of cars in the pit lane. Actually, yeah, the clock has hit 0. Unbeknownst to us, we were too busy focusing on the action. Not sure how long it's been like that, Owen, but yeah, probably for a couple of seconds at least. I think Gabor might still be on an attempt. I don't know. Let's see what he can manage. There's so much time between him and Rick. It could be a case that Gabor just disappears at the front of this race. Obviously, there is a very long straight. So if Rick Cardle can stick behind him or maybe pip him into turn one, there might be a change. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's quite a long lap, obviously. Even in these super fast cars, it's still 2 minutes 20-ish for a lap. Johnny Cotillo has set a 2 minute 20 dead. Only 1/100th of a second off of P4 as Fast there pops up into P2.
Great time.
Sidus 1-2-3. Wow, I can't remember the last time we saw a 1-2-3 for the same team. That is impressive. Unite must feel a little bit sad not to be in that party. I'm not sure he's on a lap. I'm not sure he'll be able to improve at this late stage. We're going to stay with Gabor until he comes around to finish his lap. And then we will see how this qualifying session ends up stacking up. Owen, that was pretty close to the grass there, wasn't it? Final corner for Gabor.
Yeah, gentle slide, but he held it. That's so
that
gentle.
Looks like an abort. Yeah, that was a lot of sliding out of that corner. So I don't think this is going to be an improvement as he collides with the pit lane. Okay, anyway, let's not watch that.
Fragmaster number went up to 7th position. He gained over Zesty.
So just a couple of moments time, we should be able to bring you the full rundown of the qualifying session for the 254th edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Staggering amount. That is everybody. Everybody has completed the qualifying session. Gabor will be on the pole position. But anyway, Owen, would you mind taking us down the full order of the qualifying session?
I can. And we begin with the pole sitter. It is Sidus Gabor at 2 minute 19.56, with Sidus Fast completing the top of the timesheets for row 1. Rick Cardle has amassed 3rd place for his team. Fatass just alongside there, breaking the 2 minute 19s at the last reach. And True Alpha for World Class Lions is in 5th place. Sidus Unite has 6th. Fragmaster number, as I've said, improved to 7th ahead of Zesty, the Maserati and Rando from the top 10. Lorenzo, Jox, Rony, 7-9 and Mandula are next from 11th to 15th. Michael Malik, Ayub, Timu Soini, Yari Katila and Botegas complete the top 20.
And in 21st we've got who is that? Sorry, Owen, I'm trying to work out who that is. Jay Yarbenpa, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it's a Yarbenpa.
Then we've got Redbot in P22, ZFRL the Mooley in P23. Then it's Kid, Yaroslav Donelik, Motin Mukari, Yaroloko, Koskinen, Iron Donny, and Xtoff rounding out the top 30. Then it's Holtonen, Hakiroku, Tim Dicknodder, ZFRL, Mies, Beirut, Nimala, Yashka, and Twincam rounding out the top 38. A few names I don't recognise there, Owen, so good to see some newcomers to the series. Certainly have to get used to pronouncing those names. Sorry for botching them. But yes, anyway, 6 minutes to go before the start of the race. 14 laps to enjoy around here, Owen, which should be pretty interesting. But yeah, it's still quite a long run down to turn number 1 in this direction, though not as long as if we were pointing the other way and heading up to what is actually turn 21. 21 turns in on AS6R. One of the highest turn counts of any combination in Live for Speed, even more than AS5. AS5 obviously with one fewer corner. I think it just has 20, but anyway. 21 corners registered here. 14 laps getting underway at 18:10. So we have a few minutes to kill, and therefore it's probably time for us to bring you up to speed with what's going on in the Drivers and Teams Championship. There are 2 championships to be contested in RTFR. The first is the Drivers' Championship, currently being led by Rick Cardle for Sidus on 181 points, 3 points clear of his teammate Unite, formerly of Genuine Racing, now joins Sidus for the remainder of the season, it seems. Yoni Katilla, who is under the name of True Alpha here today, he is in P3 with 137 points. Then it's Mandula, the hosts, Race Green in P4. Then Excellent 15 in P5. Ayub El Hanouni in P6. Botsy, who hasn't been around for a few rounds, in P7. Spikey for Born to Race P8. Kid for Sim Broadcast in P9. Michael Malek in P10 for Master Race Car. Then we've got Twin Cam, Cozzy, Iron Donny, Falas, Falcon, Yaroslav Donalik, Redbot, Yari Katilla, Texas, and Gabor rounding out the top 20 in the Drivers' Championship. Over in the Teams' Championship, you guessed it, Sidus are at the top. Well clear, 93 points already of Race Green. Then it's Born to Race, who've overtaken World-Class Lions for P3. Only a few points separating P3 and 4 at the moment, but anyway, there's been a change there. Then it's Master Race Car in P5, Sim Broadcasts P6, Fragmaster in P7, Father and Son Racing in P8, Alma Course in P9, and ZFRL in P10. Then we've got Fortunato Racing Team in P11 with a solitary point. So yes, as we mentioned, there are definitely, it's definitely worth being a member of this Teams Championship because there is a lot of prize money available there. 300 euros going to the Teams Championship and 100 euros towards the Drivers' Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Kindly sponsored by World Class Lions. An absolutely brilliant initiative there, Owen, and great to see a series such as RTFR being sponsored with a pretty generous amount of money.
Yeah, I'd certainly agree with that. Make sure that the series gets the best possible entry it deserves and gives people motivation to try out all the different cars and combinations.
Yeah, it's still not too late to sign up your team for RTFR. We've still got, just over half the year to go, obviously. So, it's not too late to be entered into the Teams Championship. You can do that on the Live for Speed forum in the Race Green section. Yes, you aren't automatically entered into the Teams Championship here. You have to actually register your team to be eligible for the prize. But it's great to see 11 teams contributing towards that championship. And obviously, again, another packed grid here today. 38 drivers, actually, we think will take the start, which is a fantastic amount. And, for the drivers, will they be thinking the same? 38 cars into the first chicane here? That's a scary prospect.
Yeah, it's those drivers in the 15 to 22 range I'll be most worried about, as they're going to get the pincer effect if something goes wrong in front of them and behind them. That's so much pressure, whereas Twin Cam, who joined the session late, probably has a little bit more leeway to judge the start and he could gain positions from there.
Yes, so today we are live on Twitch and YouTube. From now on, our Live Speed broadcasts will be dual streamed on Twitch and YouTube, so you can take your pick as to which platform you'd like to watch along on. Feel free to get involved in the chat festivities. We'll be reading those and commenting if we can. But yes, from now on, we will be streaming on both where we can, which is good because we like to give you some choice. Twitch has been our home for a while, but YouTube now being added to the broadcast as well, which is great. It means we can get our VODs up quicker afterwards as well, which is an added bonus. So wherever you're watching from, we hope you enjoy this race. We have 1 minute remaining before we grid up for round 10 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2021 Aston Grand Touring Reverse. If that trailer doesn't give you the excitement for 14 laps around AS6R, then I'm not sure what will. We're just waiting for the grid to be set for this one. And yeah, we'll bring you that just as soon as we can. 38 drivers expected to take the start. Sidus Gabor alongside his teammate on the front row, Fast. Then Rick Cardle and Fatas on row 2 with Ioni Katila down in P5. He was displaced by Fast in the dying moments of qualifying. But it's a good place to be, isn't it, Owen? Because you can get a good slipstream down into turn 1. Let's take this action to the track.
And there you go. There's the mid-pack with Rony in view there with his famous green and red colour scheme. But it's all about Sidus. Gabor leads fast on the grid. Everybody wishing each other best of luck. And I share those sentiments. But the time for wishing is over. 1 lights, 2, and go. Fast has burned a lot of rubber and a little bit of a wiggle. It gives Gabor a huge advantage into the first corners. Fatas gets contacted onto the grass. Sidus maintained the 1, 2, 3, 4, as a matter of fact, with the lucky strike. Colors of Unite changing the pattern there, but disaster for Fatas getting shoved onto the grass. Umber is going to try and help out as best he can for his teammate. True Alpha lost a few positions at the start as well. In general, looks like the drivers are okay. Maybe 1 or 2 got straggled behind, but everyone's pushing hard.
Yes, apologies for the lack of graphics at the beginning there. That was not intended, but anyway, here we go. Let's see what we got. Yes, we have, well, the top 3 unchanged, Owen. And as everybody heads through the second sector, it looks like we're clean away.
Yeah, a few drivers are struggling at the back, but in general, maybe contact near the back. Yes, there are people in the gravel. It's Matamikari, for example, and Numela.
Yeah,
facing the wrong way, so a few drivers need to.
Looks of it.
Yeah, they need to probably spectate the stage. Matamikari, that's not going anywhere. But Sidus guys, 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah, Numbers had a great start. He's up to P4. Fadas is down to P10. Number is the high climber at the moment. I think Ioni Katila down to P6. Unite's P5. So Number is looking to spoil this Sidus party that he's got going on. He's got the Lucky Strike liveried Unite behind him. And Unite is perfectly placed for a slipstream here. Look at the Sidus guys. They're like driving in formation at the moment at the front. It's quite, well, not sure what the word is, but anyway, it's ominous, I think is the word. Rony's up to P9, and the 2 FM cars there just outside the top 10, Fadas and Rando. Yeah, they're looking to make some moves. But Lorenzo, P8, that is a great start for him.
Yeah, Lorenzo, be very pleased with that start as we head into turn 21 to conclude lap number 1. Sidus has a run here.
Yeah, he's leaving it late. He's leaving it late. He didn't want to pop out the slipstream too early because he didn't want Number to have a go back at him into the chicane. So really smart driving there for Unite, and it's now a Sidus 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like Mercedes in oh goodness me, I've put myself on the spot now. Was it VLN? I can't remember. Anyway, oh no, was it DTM? I can't remember. Anyway, Sidus 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. That's crazy. As Number needs to try and make his way through and spoil that party. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, back in the early 1960s, those shark nose Ferraris would have got 1, 2, 3, 4 finishes because they were quite dominant that year. But yeah, Rando versus Rony is for the top 10 here, side by side, and looks like Rony has the job done. A marvelous long parabolica style corner there, only dropping down to 5th gear to take the uphill portion of that section. Brilliant to watch these cars go around it.
Yeah, Rony is not a stranger to the F08. He is an LFS kart champion, the old New Dimension Racing Series, and that was in the F08. And yeah, Rony loves this car. So the champ definitely showing us what he's got, and he needs to make moves on Fatas next if he wants to make any progress into the top 10.
Yeah, so the top 10 look very stable. So Lorenzo, possibly a nod to Chip Ganassi in IndyCar. His time in front of Fadas may be coming to an end, side by side, onto the run for turns 16, 17.
Sorry, we were watching Zesty and Yoni Katilla there as we've got one of the back markers. I think it was Holt, and then getting out of the way. But yeah, moves being made everywhere. But we just saw Zesty get past Yoni, the MRC driver. There's too much pink at the top of this field. I'm not liking the amount of pink at the top. nothing against pink. It's just pink teams are doing very well today. We want to see some other teams get in the mix. Master Race Car doing pretty well right now, P6. I hope Number can keep him behind him. But yeah, Yoni Katilla struggling down to P7.
Trouble at the final chicane, 1920. Several cars went off. Donnelly there, but it was mainly the troubled Houtanen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on
no rear end suspension anymore, and he wants to pit the car, but he's caused a lot of trouble for these other drivers, and that won't go down at all well.
No, I feel like that was some drama that was actually caused by the back marker. I don't know. I don't want to say that really because I didn't see it. But anyway, look at this top four, absolutely pulling away. Unite setting the pace though. He has the fastest lap, and he has just under a second to catch up to the back of Fast, his teammate. It looks like he's had a bit of a dodgy chicane at the beginning. He's quite a way back now. We'll get an update at the sector time, which is just around this next corner, and hopefully we'll get an update on that. Yeah, it's over a second now, so problems in the first sector for Unite, but anyway, he's definitely on fire. Well, so are all of the Sidus team right now. They are quite literally dominating this race. Number's got nothing at the moment. That gap is just ever increasing to Unite at the moment.
Oh, and Rony's had an accident with Lorenzo. There was a battle in Sector 2, and unfortunately it was just a side-by-side. And that's caused Lorenzo a lot of heartache as well. He's disconnected.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, Rony was unlucky with trying to recover that car as well. He just couldn't get it turned around properly, and yeah, that's a long trip down the order there for Rony, unfortunately. Yeah, we lost Lorenzo as well, and that's promoted Rando back up into the top 10. I think Zesty is definitely catching up to Number here. Just about. Let's see what the gap is. The gap between Zesty and Number is just under 2 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, I mean, this top, I guess it's like the top 8 now, isn't it? That are really, really close to each other. Top 9, in fact, all the way back to Maserati. No, sorry, yes, to Fatas. Super, super close together.
Yeah, Maserati will be the best of the rest at the moment. He has a decent enough gaggle of cars behind him, so one mistake will be harshly punished, but very good run so far for Maserati.
Yeah, I was about to say that Rando could be under pressure from Michael Malek because he was pretty close between those two coming into the final corner, but Rando's got a much, much better exit than Michael, and there will be no slipstreaming going on into turn 1 for the MRC driver, currently in P11 in this race, so yeah, doing pretty well. Been fortunate with some cars ahead of him falling off a bit, and there's a very ominous Force India looking Ayub trying to get past as well. So Ayub for Born to Race trying to get that team up into the top 10. And here we go down the back straight, Owen. Ayub's got a perfect chance to get past Michael here. 2 Formula 1 liveries, the Lotus driven by Michael, and the Force India sweeps around the outside, and that'll be job done. Michael won't be able to respond as we head into this high downforce section. He's already washing wide underneath the Michelin bridge.
Yeah, very well done, Ayub. Just needs to hang on now, going uphill. That's where I went wrong for Rony and Lorenzo.
Fast has had an issue. Fast has retired, in fact. So we had an issue going into the 180 degree left-hander at the bottom of the track, and he's had to retire. Unite got past. Wonder what happened there. Maybe he got on the grass, or maybe there was contact with an overtake. But anyway, it's down to a top 3 for Sidus, and Number's been promoted to P4.
Yeah, it was a spin on his own, and that means Sidus can only have a 1, 2, 3. Nothing to complain about there, but obviously a loss of a teammate's good score will always hurt.
Yeah, you don't want to see it, do you, if your team is being so dominant there? I mean, only 2 of the drivers can score in the team's championship, but you kind of want it to be you, don't you? As we watch top down of Number, who is trying to spoil that party, but 3 seconds the gap now between him and the next Sidus car, that is Unite, who's just pulled onto the home straight. Yeah, what can he do? I wonder how much more chance he's got as we head down the start-finish line to the start-finish line. Gabor is about to start lap 5. He has the fastest lap of the race at the moment, and leading the way ahead of his teammate Rick Cardle, who leads the Drivers' Championship at the moment. Don't forget, 2 seconds the gap, just under, as we head through the first chicane. As it sounds like we've got contact up ahead. I don't know what's going on there, but there is a back marker. It's Hoytland again, trying to keep out of the way. I think he's been down pit lane, Owen.
Yes, he did repair the car. That's for definite. But I suppose it took so long to repair it that he's being lapped a second time. He's only on lap 3.
Excitement for Rony. He's trying to make his way back up. He's got past the number 170 of Niemela.
Niemela hanging on. Seems looked a bit wild. Yeah, sliding around a little bit, but that's okay. Iron Donny now. And Jocks for 12th, 13th. But the father and sons racing have generally maintained their best 2 runners so far. And they'll be very pleased with that. And Euroloco was making moves against Harmon in the last lap. And in fact, Donnelly as well must have overtaken him.
Yeah, we've got a gaggle of cars here. 5 cars. We've got Koskinen in here, Yaroslav Donnelly. Who's leading this? I think it's Java. Yeah. So Donnelly's going for a move, or being defensive, I don't know. Was that Yari at the back? Yeah, Yari there. And Thamuli right at the back, going quite wobbly actually on the entry to the S's there. Looks like a fun battle to be a part of. But it also looks like Yaroslav Donnelly is not enjoying it. He wants to get past these guys for sure.
Yeah, he's trying his best Damon Hill impression in the Brabham from 1992, the very last of the original team's existence. No, that's not going to work at turn 14, so we're going to run up to a very fast turn 15 onto the next sector.
Yeah, he's got too close to Koskinen there. He's going to be under threat from behind as well if he's not careful. Yeah, he's gone defensive, look. That'll be defensive on Yari as he's side by side with him. The yellow and blue car, Yari Katila there for World Class Lines. Swings around, well, on the inside here. We're not at the AS4, are we? As we head into the braking zone. Almost collected the back of Koskinen there. But yeah, Yari, he's going for it. He's going to try and go around the outside. That's a great move if he can make it stick. Oh, yes, he's got the power on the exit around the outside of Koskinen. Koskinen won't enjoy that. We certainly enjoyed it. Great move for Yari. Now, I would think that Yaroslav Donnelly will want to do something very similar to that on Koskinen as we head on to the home straight. Yeah, Yaroslav is under that rear wing already. Here he comes.
Fence to the outside line, where the pit lane would be if you needed to take a visit. But now turn 1 will be a right and left. Someone has to make up their mind who's going to commit, and yes, it will be Donnelly. Well done.
Yeah, he showed Koskinen where the door was, and he shut it. So there we go. Great move for Yaroslav, and now he'll try and close back up to Yari, as we see Yari's caught up to Javanpar.
And moving up in the order, Maserati versus Rando for 8th and 9th. They were getting very close into the middle sector, turns 10 through 13. Now we're heading up for the fastest portion of certainly the back end of the track. Javanpar in danger on the screens there. I'm continuing to watch this battle, see if Rando can make a move. But it is Yari using as much of the track as he dares.
Here comes
Yari. Backfired, yeah.
Oh, and that's that was too close for comfort, Yada. That was opportunistic, and that sent Yari round and the Moody round. Yeah. Well, luckily no contact, but Yari was very, very, very fair to Yaroslav. That was a super aggressive move. But yeah, it worked just. And now it's Yaroslav's turn to get past Yavanpar as we head on to the back straight. Let me know if anything happens between that fat-ass battle, Owen.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Oh, goodness me. A lot of weaving happening here. Oh, and there's contact. Yaroslav's completely got that wrong, and he's absolutely nailed Yavanpar into the wall. That was pretty poor, I've got to say. Yavanpar will certainly be retiring that one. And Yaroslav will surely want to apologise for that. That was a big one. Wow.
Yeah, you almost forget that it's a little curve before the chicanes kicks in, so that was just a bad piece of judgment.
Yeah, maybe spooked by Yavanpar, maybe lifting off or braking a bit early, but still, that's certainly goes down as Yarda's accident, I'm afraid. Yeah, let's head our focus back to the beginning. Gabor is schooling everybody here. Nearly 3 seconds to gap to Rick Cardle, and then a further 2 or so seconds back to Unite. The Sidus top 3 are running away from Fragmaster's number. Fragmaster's single-seater legends in Live for Speed, and currently, being schooled by Sidus. They won't like that, but I'm sure they're enjoying themselves. The FO8 is a complete blast of a car if you haven't tried it. Very, very difficult to master, and takes a lot of time to get up to speed in this machine, especially with its massive aero and no traction control. Big engine too, generating a lot of power. Very tricky around a track like this.
Rando makes his move. Pete Maserati loses double. Ayub snuck by as well.
Yeah, we just missed it on camera, I'm afraid. But yes, Ayub needs to... Well, Ayub's made the move, sorry. Yep, as well.
Yeah, it just happened so quickly. But yeah, Rando will now join his teammates now in the sort of the big paying positions. He would have been feeling the heat to make sure he overtook Maserati, and he got the job done.
Yeah, Fadas is still pretty close to Yoni Katilla, True Alpha. And yeah, Yoni seems to be really struggling with the rear of that car. It's squirming all over the place. Let's ride on board for a little bit with Fadas, otherwise known as Fatal Unfair, as they make their way past the back marker of Holtman into the final corner. Can Fadas get a good run here? Ooh, a little bit of understeer in that setup, it looks like, as he heads onto the home straight. Not close enough to have a slipstream, I don't think. Maybe a slight effect, but not enough to get past, certainly into turn 1. Absolutely great view this of the driver and the wheel and the cockpit. And a little bit of suspension as well as we head down into the first chicane of Aston Grand Touring reversed. Flat out for the first part, brake mid-apex. Oh, that's really committed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolute commitment there. And he has gained quite a bit. Let's see how they take the hairpin. A little bit wide at the apex for Fadas there. And Yoni will live to fight at least another sector, I think. Really difficult to overtake in the middle sector of this track because of the nature of the S's and the fact that there's so much downforce needed to get through there flat out. You do not want to be following another car too closely through here, else you'll lose a ton of time. So this is about where you want to be distance-wise to make gains on the car ahead. Again, Yoni not taking as tight a line as Fatas. Wide again there a little bit. Oh, as Fatas goes on the grass, and that's game over. That battle is neutralised completely.
Yeah, he's totally spoiled the remainder of his lap, I'm afraid. Just needs to regroup and try again.
Yeah, it seems as though my tradition of pointing cameras at Fragmaster's cars and then them falling off the track holds true, as we point the camera at another Fragmaster's driver who's being caught by Ayub. However, this Fragmaster driver isn't wearing the skin of the team, so maybe he's safe. Maybe that's a defense technique from the cameras. I don't know. Camouflage doesn't work, I'm afraid, Rando. Anyway, let's ride on board with Ayub. Let's see what he can do with the FM car ahead of him.
Yeah, braking at about 80 meters before this chicane. Very tricky left-hander. You don't feel it coming until it happens. And now the inside line for 18. You can take advantage. He just loses the traction, going very close to the apex. Maserati now would love to regain what was lost. He's just in the camera shot now.
Rando was having a terrible time there. If I'm not careful, Fragmasters are going to get rid of the Sim Broadcast logo off their skins at this rate. Abe needs to have another bite of the apple there. Rando was all out of shape through the middle sector and absolutely didn't want to get overtaken by Ayub, who's now under threat from Maserati.
I don't think he'll be able to gain enough to really... Ooh. It has to be a dive here, Pete.
Well, they're giving each other room.
Yeah. Oh, Ayub.
Going to loop it. Oh, nearly. Wow, that was... well, they gave each other enough room, but Ayub's going to be kicking himself for that. I think he wishes he had been a bit more aggressive. He would have been on the back foot going in, and maybe it was worth realising that a bit earlier and following Maserati through rather than trying to go side by side. But anyway, not the best few corners for Ayub, and Rando definitely, he got away with that one for sure.
Yeah, it was the last second slipstream, and he was able to pick a side and go for it. That's the way with racing sometimes. And now we're looking towards Zesty, and now he is attacking Number. Must have been a massive gain on this lap. The timing tower, would give us a snapshot of what it was, and now it's totally different.
Yeah, it's all this talk about Fragmasters have just jinxed their entire team. Zesty lost a bit of time there, but he's looking fast, isn't he? He's was only half a second behind. It's gone up a little bit after that little bit of a twitch that Zesty had on the back straight. Number will not want to lose P4 to a master race car driver, I'm sure. FM. He's pretty wide at the apex again. Zesty's going to have a run here. As we've got a car looped it. That's one of the ZFRL cars. Couldn't quite make out who it was, but anyway, through the final chicane we go. Number kicks up some grass. Zesty will know that will affect Number's braking into this final corner. And indeed, Number runs a bit wide. Manages to get the car back, but Zesty, too much curb. Number on the grass, and there's an overtake. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Oof, Zesty up to P4 for now, but can Number get back in that slipstream? I don't think so. Oh dear, I am in trouble here, aren't I?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Number will want to speak to you or me for the next couple of days.
Yeah,
just making the team look bad.
That's the Dravco never coming in the SBTV commentary box again.
Oh no! Oh, we're
I'm going to go ahead and point the camera somewhere else. Here's Eoin Catella. He's now going to try and catch up to Number. I don't know where to point the camera, Owen.
Well, if you want, Your Loco and Kid are having a great battle here.
Brilliant, thank you.
So we'll try and... Oh no!
Oh, no.
I ruined it for SBTV. And
we should just go off air.
Argentinos Turismos. Oh dear. The MasterCard Lola got a little tag in the back.
We've just sabotaged our own team, Owen.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Ah, dear.
Here's Kid, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
driving for Sim Broadcasts. Good that we've jinxed our own drivers. Sorry, I've got tears in my eyes, Owen.
Well, it was a great battle for so long, and I was like,
too much.
Let's give it a
shot.
Much. And there it goes.
Chaos here in RTFR. 10 laps gone. I don't know what to do. Let's look at some pink cars instead. Sorry, I'm gone. Oh dear me. Okay. Oh, I need to take a moment, Owen.
Well, Ricardo between the victorious Sidus team as of now. 6.63 seconds behind his teammates. It's actually grown to 7.18. So yeah, easy come, easy go for those guys as of right now.
Oh, sorry, that was funny. Okay, Yaroslav has got past Kid as well. I don't know, Kid put it in the wall. I think the Mooley's been past Kid as well. Yeah, look at Kid's front wing, it's ruined. Alright, let's talk about Sidus. Sidus 1, 2, 3. And look at the gap. Ricardo must have made an error, Owen, because that gap is now 7 seconds. I mean, Sidus really consistent, but yeah, Rick and Unite are definitely closer than they were. This is the story of RTFR so far, isn't it? Unite and Rick being really close as Unite almost gets the first chicane a little bit wrong.
Yeah, Cardle must be having a think, what do I do here? It'll be a 1-2-3 finish, but I want to represent the team for my own championship bid. And Unite as well has reason to believe he can win this year's Drivers' Championship. We'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Yeah, it's funny. Zdravko was telling us earlier how he was slightly tempted to do the broadcast. I don't know whether that rings true anymore. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. Maybe it is better that he was in the commentary box. I don't know. Probably would have got more coherent commentary out of him than me this evening, that's for sure. As we have an overtake, or a battle at least, between Maserati and Ayub. Down the back straight we go.
Hopefully to the outside line of 6 into 7 coming up. Yeah, made sure to shift down to 5th gear. It made the corner possible, so it is a successful overtake for Maserati.
Yeah, thank goodness. That's the first bit of action we've seen that's gone smoothly, touch wood, all evening. So nice move there for Maserati. I was tempted to point the camera at a tree or something while that move happened. We have Yari overtaking his teammate Soidi into the hairpin.
I saw a glimpse of it and it was very easy for Yari to complete that move. Possibly teammate made a little error, or he just wanted to let his teammate through to give him a chance to maybe gain one more position.
Has Abe's gone off?
Oh
so
no!
We pointed the camera away and Abe's gone off after that battle with Maserati. That's Iron Donny getting through. That car is how's he gone off there? That's quite a long way down the straight, Owen. I'm
yeah, I have to speculate. Maybe a little touch and it caught him lopsided and it forced him into the spin.
Possibly went wide and then had to keep his maybe kept his foot in it or something. I don't know. Anyway, Yoni Katila is kind of in a sandwich here, an FM sandwich. He's got number ahead and he's got Fanas behind. About the same gap between the two. Number is catching Zesty again. Most definitely catching Zesty. Let's see. This gap is coming down, so there should be something going on here. Zesty run. No, that's the back marker. What am I talking about? There's Zesty. And here's number. So yeah, that gap is certainly coming down. Almost under a second now.
Yeah, there's another back marker to contend with very soon.
Yep.
I think it's Harmon Paz Ferrari from earlier in the race got hit into the wall.
P4 to P7 has become pretty close at this late stage. We've got Zesty number, Yoni, and Fadas. We've got a back marker getting in the way of this battle. And that's Fadas trying to get past Yoni. Yoni won't have enjoyed that. Blimey, you don't want to meet a back marker in the S's. Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, will they carry on? Yoni Katila, I think his exit out of 14 was a struggle, but you made it through okay. If you can maintain about 3/4 of a second gap, the slipstream shouldn't really give Fadas the overtaking opportunity.
Yeah, even though Yoni didn't get the best exits there, the gap is just a little bit too big for Fadas to make any sort of gains. Let's see what happens into the braking zone. Wow, seriously late on the brakes there. And needs to hook up a good exit. I've seen Fadas struggling a little bit with the exits. Quite a few drivers obviously struggling because of the nature of the car. You have to be so gentle with the pickup of the throttle, else you can quite easily put it in a wall. No traction control on this car, of course. Final corner with 2 laps to go after this one. Gabor is making his way to start-finish as he goes across start-finish, in fact. And onto the home straight once again. Fadas is close, but he's not close enough. Might gain a little bit, but that won't be a move into turn 1. We'll ride on board for a couple more corners and see if he can make this move. Yoni going defensive. Fadas just thinking, okay, I'm just going to stick to my line. Yeah, and Yoni's gone. And there we go. So is Fadas.
Oh.
I don't really know what you can do in that situation. You see a car spin there. If you get on the brakes, you're probably going to hit them anyway because the car's so unloaded. But yeah, just a shame to see that one. Fadas losing another place there to Mano. Hang on, who was that? That was
Harmon unlapped
sorry,
himself.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So yes, a race filled with drama as usual for the FO8. But yeah, in such a sprint race format, you don't expect to see this many little weird accidents going on. Michael Mallet, P10. Rando's managed to keep it clean the last few laps. But yeah, Yoni Katilla certainly lucky there to keep that position. Kind of spun it in the middle of the road, parked it, and Fadas had nowhere to go, and then unfortunately lost the car. Yeah, he'll be kicking himself for that one. Penultimate lap, last few corners of the lap for Gabor, and then it'll be one more. 9 seconds the lead over Rick Cardle and Unite, who are super close together, Owen. Didn't notice how much this gap had come down. Less than a second in it now. Rick obviously struggling on his tyres or something, I don't know, because Unite is really, really close.
Tyre management, from what I could tell with my display, I think both guys are doing absolutely fine. But yeah, maybe just be the throttle application in their setups that might help Unite in the slower corners a bit better. I'd say these two guys will take it easy and make sure the 1, 2, 3 is brought to reality.
Yeah, you've obviously never met Rick Cardle or Unite. These guys won't be taking it easy. They will be trying to beat each other for sure. Yeah, they might be the same team, but they're properly quick drivers and they'll want to win for sure. So let's see. Can Unite get Rick on this last lap? It's close. Rick a little bit tight on the entry to that apex. Unite not able to get the power down as well as he'd want, but he's in range. He's in range to get a little bit of a slipstream here. But will he make that move before the S's? I don't think so. So he'll have to back off, follow Rick through the S's and pick his mark onto the back straight. Let's see what goes on here.
Their speeds are absolutely identical in this section of track. 152 miles an hour. Oh, there goes Rick into the grass. But he has the traction on the outside. It is Unite into second place.
Yeah, Rick's bottled it at the last minute. Too much pressure, it seems, from his new teammate. Unite only a few rounds has he been masquerading as Sidus, and up to P2 for now. But this battle is a little bit inconsequential for the win because Gabor is so far up the road. He's in a different sector to these guys almost, as he rounds the penultimate chicane. And here comes Gabor for Sidus to take an emphatic win, over 10 seconds at the moment between him and the squabbling pair behind.
Yeah, one more official corner to go, Pete, and he'll have the victory secured. Red Bot is in the circle in front of him, but you won't let him catch up in time. So yeah, here we go, under the Michelin Bridge at this point here. And there you go. Sidus Gabor wins Aston Grand Touring Reversed in 32 minutes 57 seconds. Knight decides to do a little photo finish with his teammate, but he made sure to get the job done, 3/10 better off. Next up, it's Zesty, the best of the rest, in fourth. Oh, battle for the line here, Pete. It's True Alpha against Number. And it's True Alpha, Yanni Katilla. He's got it by half a hundredth of a second. That's extraordinary. Fadas 7th. Maserati has recovered what he lost earlier on in the race. Gets the P8 into the pocket. Rando will be 9th. And completing the top 10 is Michael Malik, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, Michael coming across the line.
There you go, Iron Donny gets 11th. With Ayub made the slight mistake and he missed out on the top 10. But 12th is good enough, really. And perhaps the drivers that kept themselves nice and clean the longest. It's father and sons Geox for 13th position. Great job there. That's one of their best results. Yaroslav Donolik, 14th. And then we have 7-9 for 15th. MasterCard Lola makes it to the finish. No need to disqualify it for being too slow. Well done to Kid. The Himuli 17th. Mandula 18th. Yarikitilla finishes 19th. And his teammate Timusoni is 20th. Rony had a bad collision with Lorenzo earlier in the race. So 21st. Not what he would have liked to receive, but better than retirement. We have Yarloco coming for 22nd. Currently watching Sidus Gabor look for his Victor's podium.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it is around here.
I didn't check.
I'm guessing
Xtoff gets 23rd. Red Bot, the last driver on the lead lap, crossed the line 24th. So there you go, full classification of 30 drivers who made it to the line.
Yeah, and we'll run down that order right now. Thank you very much, Owen. So there we go then. We have a results. Yes. It looks like Gabor's given up on trying to find his place just now.
Yeah, Rony gave him the location and it was in Sector 1. So he's decided to spawn a new car and give himself the plaudits that way.
Yeah, I mean, it would take him a long time to get round, I think, if he'd done that.
Yeah, it's able to run out of fuel anyway. Yeah, it's right on the first chicane, as a matter of fact. There you go.
So, race results then. Gabor for Sidus winning in 32 minutes 57 seconds as he takes his place on victory lane. Unite in P2, very closely followed by his teammate Rick Cardle, who somewhat dropped the ball on the final lap. Zesty, who managed to get past number in P4, then True Alpha P5, number P6, Fadas P7, Mazdarati P8, Rando P9, and Michael Malak rounds out the top 10. Iron Donny in P11, then it's Ayub for Born to Race in P12, Father and Sons Jocks in P13, Yaroslav Donolik P14, 7-9 for FNS in P15, Kid in P16 for SBTV, ZFRL Thamuli P17, then it's Mandula, who is a little bit further down than you'd expect, in P18, then it's Yarikatilla and Timusoni for World Class Lines in P19 and 20. Moving across to the second screen of results, we have in P21 Rony, who dropped down a few places after that collision that Owen was talking about a few seconds ago. Then it's Argentina Turismo Yaraloco P22, Xtoff P23, Redbot P24, Koskinen P25, Yavanpar, LG Mies, Moti Mukari, Yaska and Haltonen round out the top 30. Then it's Niemela, Fast, Twincam, Lorenzo, Bottigas and Haki Roku, who unfortunately didn't finish the race. 36 classified, and Gabor takes the fastest lap with a 2:19.90.
Yeah, that's near his qualifying pace. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, so let's take one more look at Gabor sat on victory lane before we wrap up our coverage of the 254th running of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. And we hope you can join us next time for what is bound to be an amazing race as well, as we head to the tight and twisty confines of South City in the XFG, SO4 in the XRG, in 2 weeks' time for the 255th running of RTFR. I hope you can join us for that. Thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box once again, Owen. I've been Peter Butcher. You've been watching Sim Broadcasts. We hope you have a great night. Thank you and good night.
Bye-bye.